Ladies and gentlemen, Song Ni Hao, both players from Chinese Taipei. Firstly, would you please welcome the former champion of the world, it's Fong Chao. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Asia Cup champion, Lee. So, an all-Chinese Taipei affair to open up today's proceedings. We are down to the last 32. You're getting close to thinking, wow, could this be my year? It's been this fella's year twice before. The 39-year-old Chao from Kaohsiung in the south of the island has looked very good in his group stages. And that duel with Roman Hubler that we saw and enjoyed, I think, on day 2. And then looked pretty good against Ramil Gallego as well. 10-5, he's not really been put under any pressure apart from that battle with Hubler. But he may be put under pressure here because if Fu Che Wei is on his game, the 32-year-old from Pingdong is more than capable. As you see, he came through a pretty tough group. Lost to Marlon Manalo. That might give us some sort of form guide. But then, anytime you're beating Marcus Chamat in a sudden death match, you must be taken seriously. So it's a bit like a Chinese Taipei version of a match against Efren Reyes here. Can the young gun shoot down the old campaigner? Because Chao is still the man they all look up to.
Good analysis there, Nick. Chao has been a dominant force on the international pool scene for over 10 years now. Won several major championships, including this one.
And Steve Davis or Jerome Pena will await the winner of this one in the last 16.
First rack, race to 10, alternate breaks.
It's getting serious now. A little bit of money on the line here. The winners here are guaranteed $4,500 US.
So Chao Fong Pang winning the lag. He gets the opportunity to break first. Let's see if we get the wing ball down. I don't think the wing ball did go. Oh, yes, it did, excuse me. And he's got a good spread, and he can see the one. Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't change much in this break.
Nice break shot. Chao's a smart player. Some players struggle with a break on these TV tables, Nick, but Chao seems to know exactly where he wants to put the cue ball, exactly how hard to hit it. If he can break like that every game, he's going to be tough to beat this match.
Certainly is. A good spread of balls around the table. And he's up and running. He's got a shot at the 2. If he can slide that cue ball from 2 to 3, it really should be a case of drawing up the dots after that.
Expect to see many Chinese Taipei and Filipino players today. Half of the remaining 32 are represented by these two countries. An equal match, 8 Filipinos, 8 Taipei players.
And are we surprised? No, we're not.
Not at all. I wouldn't be surprised if we see those two nations represented in the final in a few days.
And it wouldn't be the shock of shocks if this fella went all the way either. If he's got his eye in, and if he fancies this, the disappointment of last year could be put behind him. Last year, this World Championship was held in Kaohsiung, in the south of the island. That just happens to be Chao Fong Pang's hometown. That's the one he wanted desperately badly, to win in his own backyard. Didn't happen for him. There were tears in the Chao household when he was eliminated. His teenage son was distraught on the telephone talking to his father. I wonder if there might be tears of joy this year.
Nicely done there. First rack and the last rack, the hardest. I think you said that before too.
Chao doesn't appear to be having any difficulty with this first rack though, does he? It would be surprise indeed if he doesn't clean up from here. That's a little bit of work to do to get from 7 to 9, but nothing that should present any serious problem for Chao. Fu Wei, I think when he saw the spread of balls off the break, thought, well, there's no point in me getting fidgety here. I'm going to be in for the long one. Just get comfortable in that chair.
Well, Nick, I can tell you from 15 years of playing pool, the hardest 9-ball to make in a match is the first one. After I get past that first 9-ball, I'm pretty relaxed and comfortable. But I've seen this guy play for years, and I've never seen him play a bad match. He's one of the most solid, consistent players out there. Somebody will have to play good to beat him. He won't give it away. See, he got a little bit long on the 9. Shouldn't be a problem, but it's not an easy shot either.
So, old-faced killer has his sights set on the first 9-ball of this round of 32 match. Wow. And it only just slid in. It only just was good enough. Chao Fong using both the jaws of the pocket to open his account here against his compadre Fu Wei. All done from the break. After that, relatively plain sailing until that little bit of a heart-stopping moment on the 9.
Well, let's see how Fu can respond now.
So we have 3 other tables in action at the moment. Lee Vann Corteza and David Alcaide, 1 apiece. Lee Fang and Jeff DeLuna just getting underway. And the Battle of Britain, Scotland's Pat Holtz from Larkhall, just south of Glasgow, trails Kevin Uzel from Wolverhampton in England 2-1. Scotland v England, the old rivalry. Those two are the best of mates, though. And whoever wins out of that one will be wishing the winner, or the loser will be wishing the winner all the very best for the rest of the competition. Here, it's the Battle of Chinese Taipei, one of many.
Back 2.
We've actually got 2 matches like this today where both players are from Chinese Taipei. So the best hope the other players have is they knock each other out.
And 9 of these 2 players from the capital city, Taipei. Chao obviously from Kaohsiung in the south, and this fellow from Pingdong, about halfway between Kaohsiung and Taipei. That's a nice looking break, although the cue ball has travelled a bit far south.
He broke him up good, but he let that cue ball get away. As you can see, the 3 and the 7 are tied up on that side rail. And even though he's got a shot at the 2, a long shot, it's going to be very difficult to get from the 2 to the 3.
And that cue ball did not go there because it was knocked. He lost control of it. In an ideal break, you want that cue ball somewhere on a line between the 2 side pockets. You don't want to be way down south because you might end up with a long shot like this. The shot's tough. Getting position on the 3 off a long shot like this is going to be very difficult.
He's going to be tested right here on his first shot.
Well, you know his nickname, don't you? The Draw Shot King, Fu Wei.
Well, we'll have to see.
It's got to do some work.
He had a very small window there to get an open shot at the 3. He didn't get there. He's going to be forced to play some kind of safety. All I can say is he better come up with a good one.
Yeah, Fu's the architect of his own policy. Look at Chao sat in his corner, just as if to say, I know, I'm getting up to that table in a minute. Trying not to lean forward with too much anticipation. Do you detect a sense of real purpose about this man this year, or is this my imagination? I mean, he's just itching to get out of his seat.
He always looks this way. No expression. Thus the nickname Stone-Faced Killer. He's a calm, cool assassin at the pool table. This is where he can go on this shot.
Well, it's his own fault, if fault is the word, because he lost control of that cue ball off the break. that set him up with that horrible long blue, which he's done such a good job on, but he was never going to get position on the 3. And what's he going to get here?
He's trying to hide behind the 6. He didn't do a bad job here.
Easy kick for Chao. In fact, Chao may just be able to see the edge of that and look for the tall grass himself.
Chao's going to be faced with a difficult safety himself. I'll give Fu credit for coming up with something there because there wasn't much offered to him. Chao's looking at where he wants to kick the cue ball off the rail into the 3 and where he can send the 3. I think he'd like to leave the 3 down on the far end rail and keep the cue ball in this same area. So he wants to kick into the bottom of the 3 ball. Not badly done, considering the circumstances.
Yeah, it's come out a little bit too far for his liking. He's left through a problem with the cueing action. That's what he was trying to do, at least make it difficult for Fu to get at this ball, but that red's kind of drifted into play a little bit too much, and it's, in normal circumstances, you'd expect Fu to make this one.
Well, it looks like Fu can cue on it fairly well. Not an easy shot by any means, though. But seeing where the 4 ball is sitting near the side pocket there, he has natural position to get to the 4 if he makes the 3. Just like this. Just like this. Nicely done.
And he's going to have a problem cueing again because that's rolling very close to the 9, but I think he's okay. I think he can see enough of that.
Very similar situation to the last shot. It looks like he could just get his cue down there. He was fortunate. If the cue ball would have rolled on top of the 9, he'd have been in big trouble.
As it is, it's another shot that's asking questions of Fu. There's the confirmation that 9 ball's not really going to be a big factor in this shot, but it's another intermediate to long shot for Fu. He's had no chip shots in this one so far, has he? He's had to work at every pot.
And he's made them all so far. Hit that very nicely.
He did. And now it looks like the hard work's been done in this rack, and it was hard for Fu, but he kept control of the table. That safety shot really is the key shot in retrospect. If he'd ceded control of the table to Chao there, it would not have been good news for him, but
he doesn't at all look intimidated by his strong countryman. This man looks like he's ready to play and wants to win. I like what I see so far.
To go back to the Efren Reyes analogy with Chao Fong Pang, you know how Reyes plays another Filipino and so many of them just fall over in a dead faint whenever they play Reyes. It doesn't seem to affect the Chinese Taipei players the same way when they meet Chao. They respect him enormously for his achievements, but they want to emulate him. They don't sit there and feel intimidated by him.
Definitely a different mindset. This man looks to me like he's going to play his game. Tie the match up here, 1 game apiece.
That was a very well-played racket pull by Fu Wei. It wasn't easy, but he kept control of the table, potted very well, 1 apiece.
Let's rejoin your commentary team of Nick Halling and Jay Halford.
Yes, thanks very much. 1 apiece here in the all-Chinese Taipei battle. Chao Fong Pang and Fu Wei both off to very steady starts. Good breaks. Chao's got a side ball, but look where he's left that cue ball.
He has a shot on the 2 on the side.
He's very lucky. How did that cue ball end up down there? Surely Chao didn't put it there himself. No, it was heading that way and then just got jammed up.
It's kind of lucky he didn't scratch there.
Oh, isn't he just?
Well, here's the situation that he faces. He can shoot the 2 on the side, but he must draw the cue ball back for the 3. The side pocket is a tough pocket to shoot hard at. This is a tester right here.
you were right. Now, what's that going to do? Oh, that's not good news for Chao.
Okay, you said this guy's the master of the draw, Mr. Fu. Let's see. This is a big draw shot. He's got to draw this cue ball the length of the table after he makes the 2. Drawing the cue ball from this distance is extremely difficult.
Well, if you're going to give yourself a nickname like that, or maybe somebody else gave it to him, you've got to be able to deliver on it.
I want to see this. He doesn't have much choice. That's the only way he can go. Suck that cue ball straight back. Here we go. Well, he got it halfway back. He wasn't happy with it. You saw him look off to the side there.
Where was he looking?
Somebody in the audience, you know, probably his coach. All the Chinese Taipei players have coaches. He didn't hit it as good as he wanted, but you know what? It may be good enough, Nick.
Again, not an easy shot. Nothing's coming easy for Fu, but so far he's nailed every attempt he's made.
He may make the 3 and try to run into the 5 ball with the cue. Just like that.
Now that's not what he wants. It's put the brakes on.
He wanted to knock the 5 down towards that upper right corner and leave the cue ball out in play. So this is a problem here.
Yes, now you've got that 9 just sticking its nose into the line of fire.
I think he's got an opening to shoot the 5. He may shoot the 5 in the upper left corner between the 6 and the 7. That's what he's looking at right now. It'll go through there, and he can get shape. But just like the last rack, he's faced with a very difficult shot. If he can convert again, he'll send a very strong message to Chao.
Oh yes, this is a real big shot.
I don't know about this draw stroke here. I think this is a shot where you need to follow the cue ball down to the end rail and back up. He wants to draw it. He's more comfortable with that shot.
Well, if that's his shot, he's got to stay with his strengths.
He hit it the opposite corner.
Well, is he going to get away with it? Yes, he is. I wasn't sure that it did go in that top left pocket, you know. And I guess once he got his line of sight down, he looked at it and saw, you know what, that 9's going to be a nuisance. He had to go the other way.
Yeah, I think he felt that by shooting it that way, he could get position in the 6 as well. It's an interesting situation here. What Chao's looking at, can he make a billiard from the 5 to the 9? It's very close. If he can touch the 5 first and cause the 9 to go in the corner pocket, that's what he's looking at. Ticklish little shot here.
He's having a little look at this, more than a little look. Ooh, there's a little smile playing on the great man's face. Good Lord. Yes, he's
Some communication. Oh, the referee is getting down to watch this. It'll be a good hit. I mean, Nigel Reese is a great referee, but I don't think there's any question he's going to make a good hit on this ball.
Is he going to put the 9 down? That's the question.
It's going to be close. The 9's going to hit somewhere close to the corner. Yep, not quite. Not quite.
Worth a try. Never quite had the angle lined up, that one. But where's he put the 5?
He hit a little bit too much of the 5 ball there. He needed to hit the 5 a little thinner. Fu, meanwhile, has a similar dilemma. Does he want to play safe here, or does he want to bank the 5 ball and try to make the 9? And I'm sure he's thinking about that.
We are in for a long tactical battle in this match, I suspect. And I don't think we're going to be seeing any 10-3s in this match. Oh, Oh, what a shot.
No reward, unfortunately.
Yes, that was unfortunate.
If the cue ball would have got around the 7 ball, he'd have perfect position on the 6, but as it is, he ran into the 7 ball. The situation here calls for another safety. That was kind of a two-way shot he just shot. He could either make the 5 or maybe make the 9.
Would he look a little cut into that side pocket there?
That's a little bit too steep an angle.
That is a tight angle, isn't it? But this is a guy, as we've seen, he likes to go for his shots.
I'm looking for him to put the 6 on the end rail, cue ball down here, behind. Look out, look out. Oh, he just got there. Came out good. That's really what he wanted to do. He wanted to use that 8 and 9 to protect the cue ball. Chao should be able to kick into the 6 ball off the end rail using left-hand English and hopefully knock the 6 down to the end of the table near the 8 ball.
This is a pressure shot for Chao. Remember, it was his break. So he's trying to hang on his break. And Fu asking some questions of the Chao break here.
Wow, he went for that little thin. I don't like that shot. Well, he did a good job. He did a good job.
He's put some distance. Fu's going to take a look at this.
He was faced with a difficult cut shot into the upper right corner with the 6 ball. He'll look at it for a while, but I think he knows he has to shoot. Not much available here in the way of a safety. It's a tough angle, but it can be made.
Yeah, lucky for Fu it's early in the match. I mean, if this was like an 8-all match or something like that, this is not a shot you'd want to take on.
Kind of similar to the last shot he missed.
Oh, he's unlucky.
Wow. Wow.
Is he going to get away with it?
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. What a roll he got there. As you can see, Nick, if he would have made the 6 ball, he'd have no shot at the 7. So he was lucky it hung up.
It's worked out very well for him.
Chao is looking for an angle where he can kick off the side rail into the 6. Unfortunately, the 7 ball may be blocking that angle.
You know, if that cue ball had just been back a couple of inches back towards the rail, Chao would have that short stick out in a heartbeat to put that 6 away. But there's no way even he can get a... I mean, he'd have to go up like a Cape Canaveral rocket to get at the ball. So he's got to go around the houses.
He's got to go 2 rails to kick this ball in. Very hard to see the proper angle here.
Is that going to travel?
Looks a little bit short.
It does.
And it is.
Is it going to go? Is it going to go? No!
You know, even as it approached the ball, it didn't look like it was going to get there.
There's no way. There's no way, surely, but... Oh, yes, just enough.
May I say brilliant?
Well, it shows the man still has a touch at the table.
Tricky little shot here. This is not easy when you're cue on the rail like this.
He started this rack with a miss into a side pocket.
This is a tougher shot. Hit that perfect. This rack is his.
Boy, Fu would be cursing his luck here. There was a chance for a very early break on the Chao Fong Pang break, but he didn't take it. And remember, with Chao winning the lag, Fu has to get a rack on the Chao serve. He had chances here, but it's the old master with that lovely touch shot on the 6, top right, that has hung on. And if that's an indication of what we can expect in this match, we are in for some high quality pool in this one.
Good play so far.
shot that made the rest easy. So on table number 1, the all-Chinese Taipei battle in favour of Chao at the moment. We have 4 tables in action today. Here's what's going on table 2, where Lee Vann Corteza is in action. Against the Spaniard David Alcaide.
Should be a good matchup here between these two.
I've heard about 15 different pronunciations on the Spaniard's name.
I like Alcaide.
Everybody has their own take on it. That's a nice shot. Nice position as well on the 3. The shot is the 6 in this rack. If he can get position for the 6, Corteza should be okay. With Alcaide making him sweat a little bit here. A possible meeting with Rodolfo Luat in the last 16 in an all-Filipino battle, but Alcaide of Spain and Roy Pancho of Indonesia, who's just staggered everybody with his achievement, may have something to say about that.
Got 2 Indonesian players left in the final 32.
You wouldn't put money on anybody making the round of 64 from Indonesia. They sent 5 and 2 have survived this far. This is the shot, and it looks like he's in excellent shape.
Yeah, he made it work because he played perfect position on the 4. Corteza looks very relaxed in this tournament. Almost like he's playing a little money match in the side room.
He's got the benefit of so many Filipinos here, and so many that are being talked about. Nobody's really mentioned this fella's name. That's a nice way to be sometimes. You don't want people saying, oh yeah, Lee Vann Corteza is going to do this and that. He's just quietly being allowed to get on and play his game. He's in a tough match, but it's 4 apiece over on table number 2. Well, we're going to take a short break. Back with more action from the round of 32 after this.
Let's get back to Mick Holling and Jay Helford.
Well, we're going to stay with table 2 for a while.
David Alcaide scores 4-all.
I think we're staying here just because our production team loves to hear me say this man's surname differently every time I'm in it.
David Alcaide. He's risen fast on the European pool scene the last few years.
Not surprising with breaks like that. Perfect control of the cue ball.
Boy, this is nice here.
It really is, isn't it?
What did he make, 3 balls?
I think he did, but look where he stopped that. It seems a long time ago, and it was only a couple of days ago, in fact, that Alcaide was involved in some issues, shall we say, or some anger in his group match. He lost his last match to Marco Schudi of Switzerland. I think that score went 8-6 or 8-7, but it was enough to knock Mika Immonen out of the group, and Mika was disgusted with that. But then again, I always take the view, Jay, that you shouldn't allow other people to settle your fate for you. If you're good enough, you go through.
Mika's one of several top players that didn't make it through to the final 64. And like you said, it's nobody's fault but his own. If he'd have won one more match, he would have been there.
Yeah. He's pushed that a long way.
He's got a little more angle on the 5 than he would like. Looks like the 5 ball, doesn't look like the 4. He'll probably go, it is the 4. Okay, he'll probably go 3 rails around the 6 for position. There he goes, 1, 2, 3.
Oh, that's a nice shot.
Nicely done.
There's a big crowd watching this one, for the simple reason that Vann Corteza is playing. And I can tell you that crowd would have appreciated that shot, but they didn't like it because it was against their man.
I like these Filipino crowds, though, Nick.
Oh,
I mean, they'll acknowledge the foreign opponents if they play well.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun, a lot of energy around this whole auditorium. It has to be said. This is a good venue for this championship.
David will take the lead with his 9-ball.
It's what we've seen of him. He's not put too many feet wrong, has he? And there is the clincher. Back in front again. The Spaniard.
The best looking break shot I've seen so far.
So Lee Vann Corteza knows he's in a bit of a battle here.
And drop, Corteza to break, trading 4 rocks to 5.
He's got to keep in control of his own break and still try and take something on the Vann Corteza break. He has a ball down. Where's that white ball going?
Look out.
That's big trouble. That is big trouble. It took a kick. Now, if he were to lose this rack, it would be 6-4 with the Spaniard breaking next. This could be a very significant moment in the match. This kick there, that paint
Kicked by the 4-ball.
just diverted it straight into that pocket.
Tricky little rack here. You got some balls jammed up there. The 2, the 4, the 5, the 6 and 7 together.
The 8 on the rail. Yeah, nothing easy.
David's going to have to play good placement with his cue ball.
But he will know that this is definitely a moment to try and strike in this match. You put some daylight between yourself and your opponent here in a race to 10.
Cue ball in hand makes a big difference here. So we can set him up perfectly to play position from the 1 to the 2. There's no real good pocket for the 2-ball. He may try to shoot the 2 on the side. That's what he's going to do. And again, the 4-ball doesn't have an open pocket. He's thinking about shooting the 4-5 combination after the 2-ball. To do that successfully, he's going to have to play perfect position here. Draw the ball back just a couple inches. Just like that. You know, it looks like he set it up nice.
Well, that's exactly where he was lining it up. That's where he wanted the cue ball. We have, oh, it's gone, it's gone. That's big. Yeah.
I've got a smile from Alcaide.
It's hung around, didn't it? And said, oh, okay.
Well, the good news is the angle he's got on the 4 should allow him to go 2 rails out of the other corner with the cue ball for position on the 6. What we call natural position. Just let the cue ball roll. Watch where it goes. Boop, boop, and there we go.
We have quite a healthy number of Europeans that have reached the last 32, but boy, Joe, they come from some strange outposts of pool. We've got Spain, we've got Serbia, we've got Hungary, Scotland.
Europe is well represented.
We have a Russian here.
Got a German. Got to have a couple of Germans.
We have a Swiss player here, but it's not Marcus Chamat. It's a very, very eclectic group of Europeans have joined the Filipinos and the Chinese Taipei players. And one Canadian. The continent of North America not well represented here.
I think we got one Canadian, Tyler Eady. That's it.
Yep.
That represents all the Americas now.
The balance of power in world pool continues to shift southwards and eastwards.
I think most pool players would acknowledge today the top players in the world are from Chinese Taipei and the Philippines. scattering of European players, and the Americans are lagging behind. I hate to say it, but it's true.
A very well played rack by Alcaide. And off that scratch, it looks like this fella can open up a 2-rack lead on the local favourite with a chance to break for 7-4. How significant could that scratch prove to be in the context of this match? That is a big move by the Spaniard. And that was not an easy rack to clean up, but he didn't miss a shot. He's playing very well indeed. That's the kick that may have changed the course of this match.
Well, the momentum definitely goes to David now. Almost missed that one.
Meanwhile, we've had a break of serve in the Fu Wei Chao Fong Pang match.
Yeah, Chao
was from Chao, wasn't there?
Yeah, last break he sent the cue ball off the table.
Meanwhile, here on table 2, Alcaide breaking for 7-4.
Another good break by David. He's got a chance to take a 3-game lead.
It's this cue ball. I mean, this isn't happening by accident. That cue ball hits the rack and barely moves after that.
We call it squatting the cue ball. And when you can do that, you're breaking good.
He's getting the luck in that there's no nasty pink fours to kick it into a top pocket, but he's parking that thing.
Well, he didn't get that. He wanted to come past the 5 ball to shoot the 4. But he's actually got a very good safety here, Nick. He can come off the edge of the 4, go all the way down to the other end of the table and hide the cue ball. Watch what he does here. He should be able to execute this shot. Use the 6, 7, and 5 as blockers. If he hit it hard enough, look at this.
Is that going to travel far enough for him?
Boy, he had a huge wall there, and I don't know why he didn't get. That was a pretty critical error, I would say.
That's a massive error. That's a massive error. From 7-4, you could be looking at 6-5 off the back of this with Vann Corteza up next. That could just hand the initiative back to the Filipino.
Actually, that should have been a relatively simple safety. And he's given the table back to Lee.
It's a bad miss, wasn't it, Jay?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Nice layout here for Vann Corteza. Should have no problem with these last 4 balls. Alcaide had a great chance to pull out to a commanding lead. Now, Vann Corteza is right back in the match because he'll be breaking next.
And he's done it to himself, the Spaniard. This shouldn't be happening. Vann Corteza should not be at the table right now, potting the 9 ball. It changes the course of the match back once again. Alcaide is still in control here because he's the lead-off guy. If this goes hill-hill, Alcaide will be the break-off man for the match. But Vann Corteza, from looking at a possible 7-4 deficit, is now only 5-6 down with his own break to come. So that match has turned around. Meanwhile, let's return to table 1 and see what's happening here, where Chao Fong Pang is not having things all his own way.
Can't do anything with this 1 ball. I'm not sure if this is after the break shot he can push out. That may be the case. Yeah, I think he's studying where he wants to push the cue ball to. Obviously, he can't shoot at the 1 here. The jump cue. So it's not a push-out situation. Fu must have broken and left this shot for Chao.
There is always a little buzz of excitement when a Chinese Taipei player brings out the short stick, because these things can weave magic with that jump cue.
He's one of the best. He'll make a good hit on the one ball. Well, let's see if he gets away with it. I don't think so. He may. It's close.
It's very interesting. It's going to be Fu looking down the barrel to see if he can find an angle on this one ball to just chip it into the top right pocket as we're looking. And it's very close. I don't think that three is going to allow the shot, but it's really close. And the way he's lining it up, though, it does. No, it doesn't. I thought he was setting it up, but.
Well, this is a situation where he can play it safe by letting the cue ball slide behind the 3 and the 9 and sending the one ball up to the other end of the table close to the 4. It's kind of a natural safety. I know he'd like to shoot at the 1 and make it, but I don't know if he can. There's a natural safety here. If he puts the cue ball behind the 3 and the 9, he must know that. Yeah, just like that. 4. Well, it might be.
It's left a window. Yeah, that's unfortunate. A little less mustard on the cue ball, it would have been behind the 3. A little more, it would have been behind the 9. As it is, it's landed in no man's land, and a clean look at the 1 here for Chao.
The good news for Fu is this is not an easy shot.
The good news for Chao is at least he can see the ball.
Correct. He can respond to that safety. Chao may try to make this ball. He may try to cut this one ball in the upper right corner. Bring the cue ball down for the 3. He looks like he's shooting at it. Tough shot here.
Wow,
He hit that ball good.
He's got it.
Hit that ball good. Set up perfectly.
Still a little meld there in the middle of the table. I think it's the 6 and 7. He's got to get position on, but boy, he used all of the pocket to get that. But look at the setup on the 3.
He's right up on top of the 3, and as you can see, the 4 is up on the opposite end of the table. He's almost too close to draw the ball. He's going to try. He's going to try and draw this cue ball all the way up the table. Not easy. He'd rather the cue ball be about a foot away. What he'd like to do is draw the cue ball straight back to the rail where he's standing and have it spin off and go up table. Whether he can execute that shot from so close to the 3, we'll find out in a moment. That's what he's trying to do. Wow. Boy, he hit that ball pretty good.
Didn't he just? Good enough.
To me, he looks like the master of the draw.
Yeah, look at that. Boy, did that pick up some velocity.
You may not realize it. It's harder to draw the cue ball when you're close to the object ball like that. You need a little distance. Well, he could shoot the... Chao could shoot the 4 in, let the cue ball just slide up the middle of the table. He has the 5 in the same corner pocket. Just like that. Ooh, he might have missed it. He did.
Miss it. That's uncharacteristic. By the way, the applause you heard earlier was not for the Chao shot. It was for Lee Vann Corteza levelling the match at 6-all across the way on table 2. This match may not be getting level anytime soon, the way Chao's playing.
A rare miss by Chao.
And a real chance for Fu to look at 5-2.
What he's faced with is shooting the cue ball between the 5 and the 8, going rail first and making the 4. You can see it now. Good camera angle here. I think he can do it. He's got to make the cue ball then spin out of that corner, come back around to the middle of the table for a shot at the 5. Tricky little shot here. Oh, he's kicking this way.
Interesting.
I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Well,
if it works, it works.
it did work.
And it did. He hasn't fluffed many lines in this match, has he, Fu?
He's done just about everything he attempted to do so far. Now again, he's got to deal with that situation with the 6 and 7 tied up.
Yeah, this is the positional shot.
It looks to me like the 6 will go in the side pocket. That's what was hard for us to see.
The way he played it, it definitely does.
Yep.
And I think that's the giveaway.
He's considering, do I want to go down table with the 6 and come back up for the 7? I mean, down table with the cue ball and come back up for the 7? Or do I want to slow roll the 6 into the side pocket and just let the cue ball... he's going to draw. He's going to shoot the 6 and draw the... He's going to play with... Wow. Boy, that was some shot. This guy is impressive. Not easy what he just did there. He drew the cue ball and made it go 3 rails for position.
He's putting on a little mini masterclass here, Fu. Against the fella that's put on more than his fair share of masterclasses over the years.
Watch this shot. He's going to hit this ball hard too. Force the cue ball 2 rails. Come, wham, bam. This guy's loose. Loose as a goose.
Chao isn't. Sat in his chair, looking very tense and uptight. And why wouldn't you? You're about to go 5-2 down in a World Pool Championship match against a fella that is zeroed in. Look at that.
You took the words out of my mouth. He's playing great.
He certainly is. Fu is halfway there. 5-2 up over Chao.
And let's take a look at the scores with your commentators, Nick Holling and J. Halford.
5-2 is the score that matters.
Going to break. In 5 backs to 2.
Here on table 1, Fu Wei in charge. 5-2 and breaking. And breaking very well as well. It's interesting how long he's looking at that rack, because these racks have all been tapped, and those balls pretty much stay where they're put.
Well, you got the premier referee, Nigel Reese, working this match.
He missed the wing ball, but he's got the one in the side. What else does he have?
Well, the 2 is not going to pass the 4. Potentially, he could shoot a 2-4 combination here, but this is a long, tough one.
That is a tough one, and you're sure that doesn't pass? It doesn't, does it?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Could he slide it off the side rail?
It looks like he might have a half a pocket, but that's a half a pocket on these tables you don't want to shoot at. Yeah, that's what he's looking at. When he's leaning down like that, he's looking to see how much pocket he has. I think it could be done, Nick, but it has to be hit very softly. Problem being, then he'd have a very long shot at the at the 3.
Yeah, he can't put any force on this, can he?
Yeah, this is half a pocket at best. Dangerous shot here. Well, it doesn't look like he's going to hit it softly. If he's going to hit it hard, he's going to play a combination. If he's going to shoot it straight at the pocket, he must hit it soft. Because if he hits it hard, he can't make it. That 2 ball will not go with a firm stroke. Let's see, maybe he'll prove me wrong, but I don't think so.
is confidence coursing through this man's veins at the moment.
Looks like the combination.
Wow. Oh, it's not gone. He's unlucky.
He tried that draw stroke, and the problem with that, he had to hit it firmly, and I knew if it touched the side rail, it's not going in. Now, Nick, if he'd hit that ball soft and hit the same place, it might have fallen in.
It might have dropped. Instead, it's advantage Chao in this rack.
I think that was a little error in judgment there because he had total momentum in the match going his way.
You don't ever want to be handing out freebies to this man up at the table now.
Well, there's some work to be done this rack. The 6 and 8 are tied up. This is kind of a must-win rack for Chao.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. This deficit's as large as it needs to be already. If he loses another rack, it's tough to come back. Yep, nicely played.
He'll bring the cue ball over to the left side rail for the 5 ball next. Nicely done. Vitally important here is the position he plays from the 5 to the 6. This is his key shot of the rack. That's why he's taking a little time. He must get in the right place on the 6 so he can get position for the 7 next. So I think we'll see him go 2 rails behind the 9 over to the side rail, cue ball up towards the middle of the table. That's what he wants to do. He's having second thoughts.
He's stalled a little bit in this match, hasn't he, Chao? There's nothing coming easy for him. He's really having to think about every shot now, as you do when you're 5-2 down.
Well, Fu's put the pressure on him. Wow, he held that ball for the 6 and the side. Did it well, though. A great American player once said to me, Jimmy Rimpey, he said, it doesn't matter what your choice of shots are as long as you execute it properly. He executed that shot very well. It wasn't the easiest shot, as you saw. He had to use extreme reverse English to hold the cue ball there. He can just roll the 6 ball. He may just stop the 6 ball and shoot the 7 in the end. Now it looks like he's going forward. And he wants to shoot the 7 in the other upper right corner.
He didn't have much of an angle on that pocket at all, did he? But
No,
there was no margin for error.
This was not an easy rack, and Chao seems to be working through it very well. Taking his time, as you said. Good job there. The hard work's over.
And for the first time in a while, it's been Fu stuck in his seat for a while.
Well, Fu let him back in the match here with that bad choice on the 2 ball.
He did. He's had a long time to sit and think about that.
It'll be 3-5, and Chao will be breaking.
Boy, Chao isn't rushing anything, is he?
He knows he's in a tough match right now.
Yes. I wouldn't be at all surprised to see Chao slow this match right down every chance he can get. Just knock the other guy out of his rhythm a little bit. It's all been too easy for Fu up till now. But that little mistake has thrown Chao a lifeline. And he's up next with a chance to get it back to just 1. So Fu's put himself in a position. He's got to make sure his shot selection remains at a consistent high level.
finding out you cannot cheat these pockets and hit the ball hard.
Elsewhere at the moment, that Vann Corteza Alcaide match continues to go nip and tuck. In fact, everything's look outside. Everything is Lee Fang and Jeff DeLuna just 5-4. In the Battle of Britain, Scotland 5, England 5. Holtz and Uzel, good buddies, deadly rivals today.
Oh, a tribute can score to two things. The close matches to two things, Nick. You've got all good players now, and you're also playing alternate break format. That means nobody is stringing together racks.
And you got high stakes. Nobody is taking chances, getting sloppy. Well, it's Chao's turn to check out the rack.
Rack 9.
Yeah, I've noticed that the last few matches. Everybody's playing very carefully. Nice looking break.
He's going to have a lot of distance between object ball and cue ball, though. Because the one bounced around the side pocket and got kicks, got sent south off the jaw, right there.
Yeah, typically the ones at the other end of the table, somewhere down towards where the cue ball is. In this case, we'll see a safety here by Chao. He's got a lot of balls he can block with.
The finances come into play the further you get. If you reach this stage, you've earned yourself $3,000. You get to the next stage, it's a guaranteed 4.5. After that, you start contacting your bank manager.
Yeah, the big bucks begin after the next round.
Chao's gone for safety. Has he pushed it too far past the black? Is there an edge that Fu can see here?
I don't think so. I don't think there's... Oh my goodness, look at this.
Chao knew it, didn't he?
You saw it. You got better eyes than me, Nick. He can see this ball.
I went off Chao's reaction. Chao looked at that and went, uh-oh, yeah.
No reason for that. He had a lot of room to hide behind those two balls, the 4 and the 8. He went a good 4 inches too far with the cue ball.
And Chao will be the first one to tell you this is definitely makeable from Fu.
The nice thing about it is if he makes the 1, the cue ball comes back across the table, perfect position for the 3. Oh my goodness.
Goodness me. What an opportunity for Fu Wei. That's a let off for Chao. Fu has no business missing this.
I wonder if that miss in the last game on the 2 balls has upset him a little bit, because that was an easily makeable shot.
Even if he'd got it, look at the position he left himself.
Yeah, he just...
dreadful whichever way you cut it.
It's a funny thing about pool. You can see a player play great for part of the match and then all of a sudden just fall apart. I don't know if that's what we're going to witness now.
Yes, Fu hasn't fallen apart yet, obviously, Jay. It's premature to say that, but you're quite right. His last 2 shots have both been poor. One was poor shot selection, where he really gambled in that 2 of the top right corner. But that last miss on the yellow was just a bad shot.
Well, I can tell you one thing. This guy's not going to fall apart, Chao. He's solid. That was all he could do with that shot. Queued up over the top of the 8 ball. All he could do was roll the 1 ball in very slowly. He's got a long straight shot on the 3, and he must draw the cue ball back a couple inches for the 4. This is a tester right here. But he's made his name by making shots like this. He needs to make the 3 and bring the cue ball back a couple inches. Wow. Put a big stroke on that ball. I think he went too far.
That needs to put the brakes on now. Can he get a look at that 4?
I don't like
There's
it
the
now.
answer.
I think we're going to see the jump cue again. Forgive me for disagreeing with these great players, but I think it was a far easier shot just to stop the cue ball right where it was on the 3 ball, bring it back a couple inches. He would have definitely had a shot at the 4 from there.
Chao
What he
just
did was risky.
He keeps just misfiring, doesn't he? Just little bits here and there. Out of position.
Look at what he's got to do to get on this table and shoot this shot. It's almost like a yoga position. Wow.
But what's he left himself?
That's the
Absolutely
problem.
nothing.
Exactly. That's the problem with a shot like that. Even if you hit it great, you could be. Now he's really tied up. He can't jump this one.
He is absolutely nailed him behind that 8 ball. And that 5 must look a long way away. Yeah. As you say, he's so tight to the 8. There's no way he can get an angle for a jump.
I don't see any rails open for a kick shot either. He's going to have trouble just hitting this ball.
A ball in hand on that rack would put him right back in business. Look at the way those balls are spread out.
He's trying to go to the end rail and spin the cue ball with left English into the 5.
My suspicion is Lee Vann Corteza has just nailed a big shot.
Looks like he got it.
Oh, what a big shot on this table.
A greatly relieved Chao.
In danger of losing control of his emotions there for a moment, Chao. That was almost a half smile.
If the 5 ball doesn't go in the side pocket, Fu will have a shot at it. That was the only place he could kick it to safely. But this is a little tight here, but I think he has room. We don't have the proper camera angle, but I think he has room. A shot like this, you can use right English on the cue ball and throw the 6 ball to the left. So you can cheat the pocket a little bit. Yeah, see the right English? That makes the 6 ball spin off to the left when he hits it. Wow, he had to use the whole thing. He did it though. You notice that ball hit about the same place that 2 ball Fu missed hit, except it was rolling slowly. Fell right in.
And that is 3 tough shots in a row that Chao's made here. The jump, that wonderful bank, and now that awkward little 6. Is this guy playing his way back into the match?
Well, he should clear these all right. Nicely done.
Well, barring anything silly here, this is going to be 5-4. Fu will be sitting in his chair at the moment knowing that this could have been 7-2 if he played it differently. There's no exaggeration to say that Fu could have a 5-rack lead in this match if he just played it a bit smarter.
Well, he missed 2 balls in a row. He missed a 2 ball and then he missed a 3 ball. Excuse me, he missed a 1.
And the 1 he had no business missing at all.
Open shot.
That got Chao back into it. Chao had to work very hard, but now he's back into the match. And he's asking some questions of Fu, who will break next. With the old master right in the slipstream. How do you miss that shot?
It looked like he came up off that 1 ball. He just didn't stay down on it.
Elsewhere, well, it's David Alcaide that's in charge over on table number 2, and daylight has opened up in the other matches as well. Lee Fang of Chinese Taipei, 6-4 against Jeff DeLuna, and it's Scotland with the advantage over England. On table 5, Pat Holtz leading Kevin Uzel 7-5.
Well, this Pat Holtz is a dark horse too.
Well, the winner of that match will probably end up playing Wu Chia-Ching. So, if they're going to do any celebrating, tonight might be the night to do it. Because the way Wu's playing at the moment, I wouldn't want to be getting in the middle of that express train.
He's been very impressive.
Now, big rack coming up for Fu here, who had a 3-rack lead, could have easily extended it, has seen that lead whittled back to 1, and if he lets it slip on his own break here, Chao's back on terms and breaking.
This man needs to right his ship. And I don't... Well...
That's a strange looking rack.
Again, he let the cue ball get away, come down. Fortunately for him, the 1 ball stayed at this end too. And And he's got a decent shot at the one.
Yeah.
Very difficult rack, though.
The two's out there, but after that, as you say, things start to get a bit messy.
The 5-7 is a problem for him, the way they're tied up.
There is position on that 5 to send it bottom right.
Listen, he needs to focus on making this one ball.
Oh, yes.
He's had some problems lately. You see? He's the wheels are coming off.
Yeah, you nailed it. This guy's lost all his confidence. That's 3 in a row he's missed. Well, never had a chance.
Sometimes this happens in a pool match. A guy will start off great guns, and then all of a sudden he'll make 1 or 2 mistakes, and he derails. Chao knows he's got his man. He went a little further than he wanted there, but I think he's all right. He wanted to be straight in on the 2 ball in the corner. Would have given him a better angle to get from the 2 to the 3. And now he's got his work cut out.
Slow roll with the 2.
This is a tight fit here. Let's see. Can he get past this 7 ball to shoot the 3? This is tight. Well, he's looking at it as if he's got a shot. We can't see from this angle, Nick. I can't see it yet, but I think he can see the edge. If he can see the edge of the 3, he can make it.
And I think he can see the edge. Where's the cue ball going after that, though? If he can keep it more or less where it's going to connect with the 3, he may have a chance at the 5.
That's what he wanted to do.
Anyway,
That's what he
better
wanted to
shot.
do. That's what he wanted to do. He wanted to hit the 5 to clear those 2 balls, and he did it perfectly. Well, he's handled 2 tricky situations in a row very well.
Yeah, he really is playing himself into this now.
Well, if he runs this rack out, it's going to be 5-5, but it's like one of those tie matches where it looks like one man is still ahead, because Chao definitely has all the momentum in his favor now.
Yes, if he goes to 5 all and breaks, and will he look at a 9 here, a billiard into the 9? Or will he just play it out?
The 9's a little bit too far from the side pocket here and close to the rail. He'll play it out. He's looking 2 balls ahead. Wants to decide where he wants to be on the 7 to get to the 8. And it's very typical of a 9-ball player. You always think 2 balls ahead.
Applause was for Lee Vann Corteza, pulling back to 7-8, but he is in trouble still. Ooh, nicely played against David Alcaide across the way on table 2.
Chao's not happy with his position there. He'd like to be a little bit straighter on the 7 ball. I don't see it as a real problem, though. That's all he really needs to do is roll the 7 ball in. The cue ball will go to the side rail. It might even contact the 9, but that won't hurt him. I just don't see Chao faltering now. He feels like he's got his man, because Fu is missing, and missing badly.
He's in one awful slump at the moment. And Chao will keep him there as long as he can by taking as much time as he needs. He's in no rush, is he, the former world champion?
Nicely done. This is what he wanted. He can stop the cue ball right there after he makes the 8 and then shoot the 9 in the upper left corner. That's what he's looking at. want to be close to the 9-ball next. He's got perfect angle for it. Nicely done.
And this to level it up. And remember, Chao to break next. He was in a world of pain not so long ago.
Not a particularly easy shot, but
you would expect Chao to make this if he's going to make a match of this.
He'll make it. He'll make it. Yep.
He does indeed. He was 5-2 down and Fu was breaking, but since then Fu has fallen apart and we're back on terms here.
To your commentators, Nick Holling and Jay Halford.
And we're going to switch over to table 2, where David Alcaide continues to look good.
Wow, he's on the hill.
Exactly. They're not enjoying that. The locals here rooting for Lee Vann Corteza, who is now in trouble. Alcaide on the hill, just one more from a place in the last 16.
All I see is Filipino faces. Oh, that's what did it. He missed the 1 ball. Corteza's in trouble here. Alcaide's breaking too.
Alcaide to break, leading 9 rocks.
This guy could shut him out right here.
Yeah, one big break here from the Spaniard. And this one might be consigned to the history books.
He's a good player under pressure. That's what I've seen so far.
Now that's 6. That's 6 has sealed his doom in terms of a nice break and a run out.
Oh, he's going to have to play a good push out here.
So a sigh of relief breathed all around this auditorium off the back of that. Just the way he's been breaking in this match. If Alcaide had got control. Yeah, there's the push. This one would have been all over. Now where's he going to go with the push?
Down the table here, close to the corner. Let Lee shoot this long, difficult 2-ball.
That's a clever push out, isn't it? He's more or less forced Vann Corteza to take this on, because if Vann Corteza passes on it and Alcaide just steps up and nails this, because it is makeable, it's tough but it's makeable, but if Vann Corteza passes on it and Alcaide says I'll have it and he gets on, this match is over. So Corteza forced into taking this shot and forced to make it as well.
Wow, he hit that ball perfect. Look at this position. Wow. Great shot under pressure there.
Well, maybe this one's not over yet. Gutsy call from Alcaide, saying to his man, you got to make that shot. But even gutsier from Corteza, stepping up and saying, I got it.
That was do or die right there. If he misses, the match is all over.
Yeah, absolutely. And Alcaide did nothing wrong. That was a clever push. Corteza just stepped up.
I will say this for the Filipino players. They are the greatest under pressure.
Boy, is this fellow under pressure. But once he'd taken that shot, got it and got position, the result was inevitable. Lee Vann Corteza lives to fight another day. Just like that.
8-9 and breaking. Impressive job by Corteza there. Needs to come up big on this break. He knows it. He wants to put the pressure back on Alcaide.
Well, he's still...
Rock, Corteza to break, trailing 8 rocks to 9.
A break and run out would do that.
He's still in a world of trouble because he's got to control. And where's that cue ball off to? And that's went there, I believe, on its own. Well, he's lucky. That wasn't the greatest break you've ever seen.
He's going to have a shot to 1. This one's equally as difficult as the 2-ball was last rack.
But look where that cue ball's off to. He didn't need to lose control of that. He's still in a world of trouble here, regardless of this shot, because he's got a hold here, but then it'll be Alcaide breaking again for the match. So that may have just been a stay of execution for Lee Vann Corteza.
This may even be more difficult than the 2-ball was last rack, because the 1 is a tough shot and the position is tough. As you can see, the 1 will go in the corner. But how does he get position on the 2? The 2's all jammed up there between the 8 and the 5 ball.
Well, maybe in that situation you play safe. Do you even contemplate a push? That would be low on the priorities, you would think, but it is an option.
Well, safety is un-Filipino-like. They like to shoot if they got a shot.
Especially when they can see the whole ball like this.
Yeah. The 4 ball is kind of blocking that 2.
Good shot. As he got off the back end of it.
Wow, he might have got the perfect little... This looks like a great shot to me, because I think the 2 will pass the 8 into the corner. That's about the only place on the table he could get with the cue ball to make the 2. Right where he's at. That was a great shot.
That was another terrific shot, because that's opened up the top end of that table. Yeah, you're going to have to go out and win this match, David.
David's shaking his head and saying, how did he get through those 2 balls?
Well, Vann Corteza is doing absolutely the right thing here in the last rack and in this one. He's forcing Alcaide to go out and win it. You never want to just give it to the other guy. Make him step up and hit the home run.
I'll tell you what, this guy's playing like a champion right now. To shoot those shots we've seen the last 2 racks under pressure, not many players could do it. I don't see him having any problems now. I mean, he's made all the tough shots already. When you see him take that towel and wipe down the cue, what it is, it's a little bit moisture from his fingers. They want to dry it off. Keep that shaft smooth. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Is he going to get extremely lucky?
He got lucky, but
he has no business missing that. He's not celebrating, is he?
He just lost concentration.
Boy, was that a nervous-looking shot, having done all the hard work. What's more, I think that 6 has just stuck its nose out, so Alcaide has got
what happened there is he was more concerned with his position with 7 ball, and he forgot. He's got to make. You got to make the ball first.
Now, if Alcaide can see a little sliver of this 6 ball, actually, no, I don't know if he can send the cue ball up the table, because the 9 may be blocking it.
Yeah, he can see the edge of it. He's going to hit it down to the end rail. Listen, he's glad to be back at the table. He had no business getting a turn this time. We'll see a safety. Edge of the 6, cue ball. He wants to bring it back behind the 9. He got there. He got on it.
Is there a bank on?
Well, Corteza can kick into the ball, but... Corteza...
That shot was on.
He kicked it in? Well, unfortunately, we didn't get the camera on it.
Yeah. It happened so fast. We have to see it again.
I got a little lucky there. He was just kicking to put a good hit on it. Body, difficult situation here. The 7 could be banked. He's playing the safety. Smart shot. Very smart shot. He knows he got lucky on that 6.
What about this, though? An 8-9 match in the World Pool Championship. round of 32, and both fellas just seeing the funny side and enjoying it. It's nice to see. Terrific sportsmanship. But then most of the bad sports have already been knocked out of this competition, haven't they?
Yes, Earl has gone home.
One or two others. It's good to see the good guys doing well.
David's got a tough kick shot here. It looks to me like he's got to try to kick 2 rails out of the upper right corner with the cue ball and hit the 7. This is not an easy ball to even hit. And if he hits it, he's going to give up a shot.
Where does this all end up?
Basically, he did the same thing that Corteza did on the 6 ball. He hit it hard and tried to get lucky, and didn't. Now, Corteza's got to regain his concentration. He remembers that he just blew the 6 ball before. And this 7 ball is a harder shot than that 6 was by far. All he needs to do is make the 7, hold the cue ball somewhere in that area. He can shoot the 8 in the side. You must concentrate on these tables. These pockets are tough. Missed again.
Missed.
You see? Missing that 6 ball has thrown him out of sync. And it's cost him the match. I think Alcaide's going to make this 7 now. And that's all he's got to really do is make the 7. Because the 8's laying there.
And not from his perspective, from Alcaide's perspective, he doesn't want to be mucking about with hill, does he? Let's just get it over with right here, right now.
Just make this ball. He knows all he needs to do is make this ball, and he does. He's got him.
Lee Vann Corteza's challenge about to come to an end.
He can blame nobody but himself. He blew 2 open shots that last rack. He'll get there. It's going to get there.
Yeah, there's no problem about that at all. And
he's a happy man.
Absolutely.
He was gifted with this rack. Should have been hill.
But it wasn't. And David Alcaide of Spain has tamed Lee Vann Corteza and this crowd and booked his place in the last 16. Very impressive performance from Alcaide. He thoroughly enjoyed it.
Well, what we're seeing right now, Nick, is we're seeing the nerves come into play.
So Alcaide goes through to a probable meeting in the last 16 with another Filipino, Rodolfo Luat, who will be a red-hot favourite against Indonesia's Roya Pancho, but Pancho has surprised 1 or 2 people already in this tournament, and as we've seen, nothing gets taken for granted. Table 5. Let's see what's happening here. Scotland versus England. Pat Holtz in control. You see in the background there, just obscured at the moment, his girlfriend can barely bear to look, covering her face. He's on the hill.
Oh, this is for the match.
This is for the match.
Wow.
She'll be relaxing in a moment. So will Pat. Kevin Uzel is on his way out. Scotland's Pat Holtz closing in on a place in the last 16.
Made a nice little tap on the 8 ball there to drive it down to the pocket.
Well, I don't know who this is worse for. Pat Holtz, Kevin Uzel, or the girlfriend in the back. One more shot will put everybody out of their misery.
Nice job, Pat. You got it, buddy. Yeah. He knows it.
Can't play at anybody. That lovely little moment there where he just took a deep breath, composed himself and said, that's it. Last 16. 2 good friends, Kevin Uzel, Pat Holtz, meeting in the round of 32, but it's Scotland prevailing. And don't celebrate too much, Pat. You may have Wu Cha-Ching coming up next if he can dispose of Wang in the last 32. Right, let's go and join our reporter Anthony Suntai.
Thank you very much, Pat. Well, the train of Scotland just keeps rolling and rolling and rolling.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I've had a really tough match here with Kevin.
10-6. I could have gone either way. I was 5-3 down at one point, and I managed to pinch at a right good ninth frame, pulled it back to 5 each, and then I always felt if I could get in front of you, Kevin, I could knock his confidence a little bit. He played great at the start, and there's not much I can do.
Well, looming in the background, if Wu Cha-Ching wins, we're going to be facing him. Are you intimidated?
No, I'm not intimidated by envy here. I'm just confident in my abilities, and we'll on the next match, whether it be Wu or Chang, I think it is.
Wu Cha-Ching.
Whoever it is, I'll bring him on.
Okay, all the best.
All right, thank you.
Nick?
Thank you, Anthony. Congratulations to Pat Holt and Scotland 10-6 winner over Kevin Rizal. We'll be right back with another match on Table 1. 2006 World Pool Championship continues after this break. And let's get back to Nick Holling and Jay Helfert.
Yeah, 7-6. And this grueling encounter that's going on here on table number 1.
Nice setup here for Chao. He's got a real good chance to knot the score at 7 here. Perfect angle on the 1 to get up for the 2 on the side. The 3's open.
This guy seems to have come out of his slump. When we went away, Fu was all at sea. He's steadied the ship, but he's lost control of the match, which he once had. That's never a good place to be against a man like Chao Fong Pang.
Chao went a little further than he wanted for this 2-ball. He may have to play position for the 3 by bumping in to that 6-ball, and that's never a good way to get shape. You don't want to have to run into balls to get position. Yeah, that's what he's looking at. If he bumps the 6-ball, he's got to hit it just right. He might try to avoid the 6 and draw back behind it. Yeah, just he just tapped the 6. He did it right. Dangerous way to play position, but he executed it properly. Now he's got to play good shape on the 4. As you can see, the 9 is very close to the 4-ball. Looks good. Just don't stop on stop at a 6. Yeah. Boy, he just got there.
Yeah, he'll take that.
Now he's in good shape. This rack should be his. Those were the 2 key shots right there.
This has been a compelling drama, this one, hasn't it? And it's still got a long way to go. Very cagey pool. No great thrills and spills and dramas, but real cat and mouse stuff.
Well, Fu had that mid-match slump when he had a chance to pull away. Somehow I kind of like Chao from here, just because he's the more seasoned competitor.
Well, as you say, Jay, there is an argument that Fu should have been 7-2 up, and it looks like it's going to be 7-all. Boy, you would fancy Chao from there. But having said that, Fu has also put himself within touching distance of the finish line. It's really could come down to a case of whose nerve holds. Well, I'm with you. This man's been there and done it a million times.
Should clean these 2 up, no problem. Perfect position for the 9. Now it's a race to 3.
Yes. Isn't it just? Chao Fong Pang keeps on coming back. He's got himself on terms once again. He'll break next as well. This one's getting very interesting here on table number 1. Just confirmation of a couple of results that we've seen go through. The first two results of the day here on day 6 in the round of 32. Wins for Pat Holtz of Scotland over Kevin Uzel, and David Alcaide of Spain 10-8 over Lee Vann Corteza. First two of many to come tonight.
Puts him in the final 16.
Track 15, Chao to break, 7-7.
Now every break shot is so important, and this is a good one. This is a good one.
Oh yeah, look at that, he'll take that. That's about as well as Chao's broken for quite a while. The break has not quite been there for Chao in this match, but that's a beauty.
Only ball I see tied up is the 4 against the 9.
I think there's angle on that.
Yeah, I think he's got room to go in the other corner. Yeah, the bottom right. We'll follow English here. He fell a little short. He wanted to be about a foot farther with the cue ball. This is a difficult cut shot on the 2 here. Oh, he's got the 3. Excuse me. I thought I misread the balls. He's fine for the 3 ball. That's the 8 ball over there on the side rail. So he's in good shape.
You only had him worried for a moment there, Jay.
I was worried he wasn't. Yeah, the 4 past the 9. This was his only problem in the rack. Looks like a little bit of a tight fit, like a half pocket, but he's got a perfect angle. Now he's got a full pocket.
Yeah, no problem with that. He'd line that up.
You know, Chao is not playing his customary style. He's a little bit tentative in this match. Maybe he's a little uncomfortable just because he's playing his countryman.
I think he's played a clever game from when he went 5-2 down. He just put the brakes on this match. Every time he got up to the table, he said, I'm slowing this right down. And it's helped him find a way to get back into the match, and it's knocked Fu out of his rhythm.
Well, he fell a little short on position on the 7th. He'd rather be straight in on the 7. Now he has an angle. He may be forced to send the cue ball to the side rail and back out. He's not... Oh, it's the 6, excuse me. That was not the 8, it's the 6. He'll shoot the 6 next. So he's got the position he wants. Nice job. Shoot the 7 straight in. He's got the 9.
And he'll have the lead.
I think it's his first lead in the match. We're seeing a very methodical Fong Chao here. Fu will get the break next game.
Doesn't he need it? But there will be huge pressure on the Fu break, because if he lets that one slip away, Chao would be on the hill and breaking. Chao's in front for the first time in an awful long time, 8-7. He's come back from 5-2 adrift. And he's like a shark who can smell blood in the water at the moment, isn't he? That impassive, expressionless face that gives so little away. That's a face of a man under pressure. The worst thing you can do in this situation, Jay, is to sit there and say to yourself, well, I should have been 6-2 up, I should have been 7-2 up, and just tell yourself, I'm in a dogfight, but I'm still very much in it, because he's not out of this.
Well, he's definitely felt the pressure of this world stage.
Rack 16, through to break, trailing 7 racks to 8.
He must come up big on this break shot. An error here is going to cost him.
There's the cue ball going to land up. Well, as it go, oh yeah, I had a nasty feeling that that little eclipse was coming, and the deep sigh confirms that that's not going the way Fu wanted it to go.
Blocked by the 4 ball, he's going to have to push out. This is where the strategy comes in 9 ball. Where do you put the cue ball?
It was the only ball I could have got him. That pink rolling around there. And look what it did.
Better come up with a good answer to this equation. What you're attempting to do here is put the cue ball in a position where Chao has a difficult decision whether to shoot or not. He wants the cue ball somewhere where he feels like he
Look
can.
at Chao's eyes, scanning that table, already going through his progressions.
This is an interesting push out here.
Chao will come up and take a long look at this.
Looks like he pushed it out where he can just see the edge of the 1. Chao may give this back to him. Wow, look at this. Chao wants to shoot.
Well, look at all those balls at the bottom of the table. There's a lot of safety options there.
If you can put the 1 ball behind those balls and bring the cue ball up on that end rail near where it's at. That's what he's trying to do.
Go for.
It looks like it's going to work. Boy, look at this. Look at this. He put the cue ball behind the only ball that could be a blocker up there, the 4, and he did it masterfully. That was a great safety.
That is a headache and a half for Fu Wei. There is no jump option there at all. In fact, there's only one way out. And there's another ball, that 6 ball, that seems to be impeding his progress, his natural progress to the 1. So he's got to try and go off the second rail there.
There's no natural angle to get to this 1 ball.
You may even need 3 rails. It's a horrible dilemma he's got to solve here.
And the way these balls, it's like the 1 is totally blockaded in there.
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt you, Jay. It looks to me you'd have to approach that 1 ball off that bottom rail.
Now he's going to try and shoot 2 rails out of this corner. It's the end rail, side rail. The cue ball has to thread between the 5 and the 9.
Boy, this is a high-risk shot.
He's about a 20-1 underdog to hit this ball. Yep. Came way short.
Ball in hand.
Ball in hand for Chao.
Off the full break, remember, if Chao takes control of this table from here, he goes to the hill. That was a hard shot to make.
Well, Chao's got 2 choices. He can either shoot this 1-3 combination or come around to this side and shoot the 1.
And he's got to thread those balls to get position on the blue 2. He obviously likes his chances from this side more than the 1-3.
Well, he has a choice. He can shoot the 2 up in the far corner, or it looks like what he's going to do here. He's going to draw the cue ball back, shoot the 2 up in the corner. Looks like he's going forward to shoot the 2 in the lower right. Yes, hit it nicely. Hit it very nicely.
That is big trouble for Fu Wei.
With that one stroke of the cue, the rack has opened up for Chao.
And Fu's best chance now is that Chao gets some horrible break off his break, because if Chao gets a break and run out, Fu may not return to this table.
Even though there's 7 balls left on the table, it's all fairly routine from here. Roll forward slowly with the cue ball. He just wants to get a nice... He's being very careful in this match.
He's done this from when he dropped 5-2 adrift, hasn't he? He's just slowed it right down, double-checked and triple-checked every shot. The effect has been, A, to minimise his errors. He really hasn't made a big error since, I think it was a scratch earlier on. That was it. But B, it's knocked Fu right out of his rhythm.
Well, Chao's in a situation where he's got to go up and down the table twice. He's got to go up the table from the 3 to the 4 and then back down the table from the 4 to the 5. Fortunately, the balls are out in the open. Looks like he's going to draw this ball 2 rails. If he does, he's got to hit it real hard. Very firm stroke here. Nicely done. He doesn't want to get on the rail, though. He wants to be off the rail.
Yeah, it's just enough momentum. Just kick it off the rail a couple of centimeters.
If it's straight in, he's not going to like it. In the game of 9-ball, the players always want to have an angle on the next ball. The angle gives them the ability to move the cue ball around. The hardest shot to play position off is a straight in.
Has he got a little bit of angle there? This fella hopes it's straight in.
That's pretty straight. I think what we're going to see is going to jack the cue up and try to draw the cue ball back. He's made this routine run out a little bit difficult. Anytime you jack the cue up, the shot becomes harder. Oh my God.
What a let-off for Fu, and what a missed opportunity for Chao. He almost had this match in his grasp. He's let Fu off the hook.
When you see the player jack that cue up in the air, let me show you, the shot becomes twice as hard. Boy. I can't remember ever seeing Chao dog a shot like that at a key point in the match.
That really was a turn up for the books.
Let's see if Fu can take advantage of this. He's got a tricky angle on the 4. What he's concerned about here is the cue ball is going to go right towards that lower left corner pocket. He's got to make this ball and avoid that pocket.
He's left himself a long old shot here.
I don't know what that was all about. I have no idea where he was going there. Maybe he thought he was going to run into the 7-ball or the cue ball, but he didn't even want to be down at that end of the table.
No, he had no business going up there. There's not many players would fancy taking this one on at such a critical point in the match. It's makeable. He can get it, but it's very missable too.
This is a tough cut shot here. He's trying to cut that 5-ball back in the lower. He made it.
And he's played it well.
He's going to have another hard shot. Well, we're seeing both players struggle right now. They're kind of stumbling to the finish line, Nick.
It's been an exhausting match in many ways.
Well, the good news for Fu is if he can make the 6-ball, he's got natural position for the 7. The bad news is we're watching a guy who's struggling right now. Looks like, whoa, he barely made that ball.
He just.
Now he's in good shape. Oh, he'll get out now. Not an easy rack.
And Chao must be sitting there cursing, because this could have been Chao with a shot to go on the hill. Instead, he's let Fu back in, and it's 8-8, and we've still got a long way to go before we find out which one of these two Chinese Taipei players makes it.
Back to your commentators Nick Halling and Jay Helford.
Pick a winner, guys. Jay, Uday, anybody, pick a winner. You would have thought Chao Fong Pang was in the box seat, but that miss, it let Fu back in. I guess it's a race to 2, and Chao is the lead-off guy. That gives him the advantage, but
Rack 17, Fong Pang held a break, 8-8.
I have no idea here. I mean, these guys are both struggling right now, Nick.
yeah, it really is too close to call. These are the kind of matches we like. We've had a couple of close ones already. There will be many more like this tonight.
Nice break.
Yeah.
Nice break. It should open up. Oh, no.
No. Look at that. Look how those balls lined up. Now he can kick at that one, or he may push, but he has no shot, and he's gone for the push immediately and wasted no time in that decision.
You heard him say push already, huh? Okay. Well, I suspect we'll see him send the cue ball down to this end of the table closest to us. Leave some distance. Yeah, right about there, that corner where he's standing. I think the cue ball will end up around there somewhere. The problem with leaving the one ball out in the open is then Fu has got the opportunity to play a good safety. Both players appear a little tight to me. I'm sure they got a history playing each other.
I'm sure they've met each other many times down the years. It's too small a world to not know all these guys, isn't it? It's a small pond that these big fish operate in.
Well, the Chinese Taipei players are known for their private money games, so I have a feeling these fellows have met several times away from the tournament arena. Nerves have definitely come into play in this match. All right.
He's pushed down the table. Now, Fu can get a sight of that one ball. Can he get a sight to do anything useful with it? If he doesn't think he can, he'll turn it straight back to Chao, and then we'll see what Chao had in mind. Jammed it up against the rail as well, so
I think Fu's going to pass on this one. I don't like the layout here. I mean, there's a possibility of playing a billiard from the 1 to the 2. He's taken a good long look at it.
from the rail as well, look. It's a tough shot.
Frankly, I'd be surprised if Fu takes his shot, just because, like you said, Nick, that cue ball's on the rail. It's hard to do anything with it. I think Chao would like Fu to shoot here. Well, he's not giving up the table yet.
He's doing Chao what Chao has done to him. Made his opponent sit and wait. Well.
He's got to hit this ball real good. He wants to shoot the one. Yeah, he passed. He passed.
He was never going to take that on. Okay, Chao, what do you have in mind?
He's looking at the billiard from the 1 to the 2. Very difficult billiard from this distance. Even from up close, it's not an easy shot, but from here, this is a low percentage shot. And the match is in the balance.
It certainly is. This would be a bad time to lose the initiative in this match. Remember, it was Chao who had the break.
To To make this billiard, he must hit it perfectly, because that 2 is not hanging in the hole.
Off shot. Forehand.
That's another one of these moments when the match just turned on its head.
Poor choice there.
That had danger written all over it.
Now look at this rack for food. They're wide open.
Oh, it's turned around completely.
All the way Fu doesn't get out here as he stumbles big time. Couldn't ask for a better rack. No balls to negotiate around.
And you know who's up next with the break? This man right here. He's going to the hill with a chance to break for the match. Barring, as you say, something very, very strange.
I'll tell you, the way this match has gone, I wouldn't be surprised to see it go hill-hill there.
We've had one or two mini slumps, haven't we?
Well, what you just see right now, you got a little bit of an awkward position on the 5. He's okay. I mean, he can shoot the 5 in the lower right corner, slide the cue ball up table for the 6, but he's not as close to the 5 as he would like to be. This is what happens when you get out of line. You have to start making a little tougher shots. Again, he doesn't have the perfect angle on the 6. He'll go on the side. He's going to have to shoot the cue ball a little bit harder than he would have liked. He's going to have to go 3 rails for position the 7th. 1, 2, 3. Nice job there. Now he's back in line.
And he's almost on the hill. Boy, did that push out from Chao backfire in his face.
Just draw the cue ball up a little bit. Shoot the 9 in the same corner. Oh no, he's got it. He can shoot the 9 in the other corner. He managed to get through this rack and get to the hill.
Indeed he did. Well, are we close to the last act here? Fu Wei has weathered his storm to get on the hill, and he'll break next. The 2-time former world champion is on the brink of elimination.
He's going to be thinking about that scratch off the 1 for a while.
Here's what's going on elsewhere. Wu Chaching and Wang Hongxiang just underway. The defending champion getting started. Jeff DeLuna now on the hill against Lee Fang. What a story that would be. Another one of those unheralded Filipinos coming through. And Tyler Eady and Ricky Yang just underway as well, out on table number 5. Who would have thought we'd have been seeing Canada v Indonesia for a place in the last 16.
DeLuna made a nice comeback there to get to the hill.
Break.
Well,
9 racks to 8.
golden opportunity for this man to close out the match. Somehow I feel like the match is not over yet. These guys, I feel like they're destined to go 9-9. They both felt the pressure the last 3 or 4 games.
He's got balls down.
This looks like a nice break. This looks like a nice break.
Oh, we'll take that. We'll take that. Oh, isn't that what you want when you're on the hill? Look at this.
He made a nice break shot. He controlled it well. This is the key shot right here. Obviously, the 2 will go in the upper right corner, but he's got to get position on the 3. If he can do that, he may be able to close out Chao. He's got to hit this ball firm. Wow, he hit that ball nice. Put a nice stroke on that ball. We're all there now.
Yes, this is 6 balls from the last 16.
Well, as I've said before, he made the hard shot. Now can he make the 5 easy shots? Must maintain his concentration for the next 6 balls.
There's one. Chao's campaign looks like it may be coming to an end here at the hands of his younger countrymen.
Boy, he's taking his time. He's feeling it, believe me. He's feeling the pressure.
Why would you rush it here? He knows it's totally out of his hands now. Now it's 4. The only shot that represents any degree of difficulty whatsoever here is getting from 7 to 8, and that really shouldn't be difficult at all.
He's got the perfect angle to get from the 6 to the 7.
Some excitement elsewhere in the auditorium. I suspect Chef DeLuna might be in the middle of that one, judging by where that game was at. The DeLuna Lee Fang match.
As long as he can control his nerves, he'll be fine. Like you said, this is the shot. If he gets good position from the 7 to the 8, it's all over. I like it. I like it. He does too.
Just 2 more shots for a place in the last 16 against either Steve Davis or Jerome Pena, a match we will see later on today here on
Boy, he's awful close to that 9 ball with his shirt.
He's okay. And this is it.
Wow, what an upset this is.
Another campaign comes to an end for Chao Fong Pang. The draw shot king has dethroned him. Well, he really had to come through a mini slump there, Fu Wei, when he led 5-2 and allowed Chao to retake the lead. But then it was Chao that lost the plot. So, the former champion bows out. Fu Wei is through to the last 16, where he will face England's Steve Davis or the qualifier from the Philippines, Jerome Pena. That'll be an interesting match we can see a little bit later on. Well,